What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Wednesday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me on my socials at Sports Talk Matt, and we are back after another winning week as the good times just keep on rolling for us here with the Daily Juice. 2-1 day. We almost got the over in OKC in Denver. The Nuggets scored 19 points in the fourth quarter. If they just score a normal 25, we're good. We go over, and that's a sweep. Instead, 2-1 up 1.6 units. The Rangers and the Mets get there for us, and the Stars and the puck line at plus 170. That was a nice little win for us there to go up 1.6 units on the day. So a winning day on Monday, winning day on Tuesday, and that puts us basically up 20 units for the year. Now, if you want to go back to April the 1st, the Daily Juice Podcast, we are up almost 29 units, like just shy of 29 units since the 1st of April. So when we go this hot, two things happen. One, the cool down is coming. I can tell you right now, we're going to get into that valley again. We're at a peak, we're at a valley. But when we hit these milestones, and you guys are showing me different numbers in the money I'm making, do me a favor. Can you go buy a hat or buy a t-shirt? Just go help the podcast. Help grow the podcast. Tell somebody about the podcast. Tell somebody on social media about the podcast. Go on our Discord channel. Invite a friend. The website to buy a hat, a mug, a t-shirt, it's bettingpros.com/shop. bettingpros.com/shop. And you can go and get all sorts of cool stuff. Different t-shirts and sweatshirts, hoodies, and other cool stuff. Okay? So go get that from the Daily Juice. Or just hashtag Daily Juice on Twitter, on Blue Sky, on Threads, whatever your social media of choice is, and go tell somebody about the podcast. Let's grow this. Let's keep this going, okay? Up 20 units for the year. We were down. Remember where we were in March? We were down like 14 units in March. We have climbed all the way out of that abyss to here now being up 20 units for the year 2025 as we sit in the month of May. So very exciting stuff. It's been a very good 6 weeks. And when that happens, I ask you guys to kind of be the Pied Pipers of growing this little experiment that we do every single morning for 365 days a year. And when we're hot, it's fun. We're not going to stay hot, just telling you. It's always, we missed the play of the day yesterday. So that 6-game streak is over. And, we'll start a new one here today for us. I've got 2 Major League Baseball plays for us. Yes, they both are moneyline parlays. I have a hockey play. And I have a basketball play for us here today to jump into. But before we do that, let's talk about the Akeem Olajuwon jersey. If you guys have not signed up for the Betting Pros YouTube channel, subscribe to it right now, and then leave a comment here on the Daily Juice Podcast, and we will pick a winner coming up at the end of the month. Subscribe and comment. That's all you got to do to be entered in this Akeem Olajuwon Houston Rockets autographed jersey, thanks to our friends at Pristine Auction. If you do like winning those types of prizes and you don't think you're going to win it here on the drawing, how about showing out a little bit and showing off what you can do with the playoff prop contest? It is still going on, and it is still for free. You make picks and compete for prizes every round of the NBA playoffs. For the second round, the prize is a Tony Parker signed Spurs jersey. It's free. It's easy to enter. Go to the Betting Pros app or bettingpros.com/playoffs. bettingpros.com/playoffs to enter the playoff prop contest to make picks and compete for prizes every round of the NBA playoffs. All right. The first bet is a rinse and repeat. We're fading the Pirates and we are fading the Rockies. I don't know how this is going to get a little boring, so I apologize for it. I don't mean for it to get boring, but I don't know how we don't just keep on betting this because, the Mets are the best team at home in Major League Baseball. They're 17-4, And the Pirates are 5-16 on the road, one of the worst teams in Major League Baseball. Now, the Mets have won 4-3 and 2-1. So if you're betting on the run line, you're not winning. But if you're parlaying this, and the Mets are big favorites. They're minus 265 favorites here to win this game. Why? Because they're throwing Clay Holmes up against Bailey Falter. 5-1 Clay Holmes with a 2.74 ERA. Clay Holmes at home this year has a 3.12 ERA. He's 2-0, 17 innings worth of work, just 6 earned runs and an opposing batting average of 197 up against a lineup who can't hit their way out of a paper bag. Okay? We're going to go Mets, and we're going to go with the fade the Rockies with Texas, as they will throw, and this is kind of scary, they'll throw Patrick Corbin, who normally used to be a fade, but Patrick Corbin's been pretty good, and Senzatella for the Rockies has been just horrible. I mean, everyone's been horrible, but Senzatella, he's actually not horrible on the road stats-wise, but he's 0-3 with a 3.79 ERA, which is not bad. His ERA at home is 7.65. But the opposing batting average on the road for Senzatella is 417. 417, giving up 35 hits in 19 innings worth of work. Okay? Even the Rangers are going to score on this guy, and they can't score on anybody. 2-1, 4-1. The 2 wins. The Rockies can't score. They're 2-19 on the road. Worst team in Major League Baseball. Rangers money line parlayed with the Mets money line. And that actually, we got to pay a little juice on this. It's minus 103. So 1.03 units down on that. I do have a second bet, though, that I like, and a second play that I think is worth getting involved in. And this is taking a look at the Cubs up against Miami. Did you see how the Cubs won their game yesterday? They were down 3-2 going into the ninth, and they won the game. They're at home. Jameson Taillon going. The Cubs are 12-9 at home, but they're playing better. They've won the first 2 games of this series. They're going for a sweep, and Ryan Weathers is going, left-handed pitcher, for a 5-14 team on the road. This is an opener. This is a, whatever you want to call this guy in terms of he's making his major league debut coming off the 15-day IL. He's been banged up and now going to Wrigley to pitch against this Cubs team. No bueno. Cubs have won 5-4 and 5-2. They go for a sweep here with the Cubs getting a W there. And then I was looking around for a dance partner for them. And there are a bunch of cool options that you can get into if you want to find. I mean, I don't mind taking Philadelphia today with Luzardo at home. But instead, I'm going to look at the Reds, who are at home against the White Sox. Again, the 3 teams we look to fade: White Sox, Pirates, Rockies. The Reds are throwing Nick Lodolo. And if you've watched the Juice a lot, I like Nick Lodolo a lot. Davis Martin goes for the Rockies, for the White Sox, rather, who are 4-17 on the road. Davis Martin is 1-4 with a 4.01 ERA. On the road, he has a 4.87 ERA with an 0-3 record, an opposing batting average of 282. He's getting up 11 earned runs in 20 1/3 innings worth of work. And Lodolo had a baby recently, so he's got some new dad strength going for him. He has lost his last 2 starts, or the team has lost his last 2 starts. He was bad against Washington on the 3rd of May, but then came back against Atlanta. They lost the game in extras, but he went 6 innings, gave up just 2 earned runs against the White Sox. And this was a team for the White Sox. They won yesterday. They beat the Reds 5-1. So this is a little bounce back spot here for the Reds. This is a plus money play for us. Plus 110. Reds money line, Cubs money line. I like the Mets, and I like the Mets parlay more. Mets and Rangers, I like more. So you're picking which one you're going to play. Mets, Rangers, I like better. Cubs, Reds, I like, but I like it a little less. But I'm going to make it official. I'm going to bet it. Now, if you want more, and this is just an added value play, we're going to watch this a little bit. We have a listener of the Daily Juice and my other show, The Bostonian versus the Book, who has been blindly betting, and he's a Royal fan. He's been blindly betting the KC Royals under their team total basically for the last month. And the numbers are unbelievable for the Royals with their inability to score. And, I mean, they're winning games consistently without having to score a lot. So, they scored 7 runs against the Astros 2 games ago, but that was an anomaly. They've scored 1, 7, 1, 1, 2, then 10, 2, 4, 3, 11, 4, 0. So it's not horrible to look at the team total for the Royals, and they'll be going up against a relatively unknown lefty. Colton Gordon is going for the Houston Astros. Michael Lorenzen pitching for the Royals, but in the games against Houston this year, the Royals have scored 2, 2, 3, 7, and 1. So team total for the Royals, if you want to be so inclined, I don't know if it's out yet because of, no, it's out. Okay, so you can look at team total for the Royals today. It is 3.5. Under 3.5 runs is plus 112. Bet under 3.5 runs for the Royals. It hit yesterday. It's hit consistently here up against the Houston Astros. Royals can't score. So if you want extra, you can jump in on that for an extra play if you want. Let's go to hockey and the Vegas Golden Knights at home trying to save their season up against the Edmonton Oilers. The total for this game is 6.5. How about this? Stats that were thrown out by Covers.com. In games 1 through 3 of a best-of-7 series, Stuart Skinner last year and this year, he is 4-11 with an 857 save percentage and no shutouts in games 1 through 3 in the playoffs. In games 4, 5, 6, and 7, and this is here with game 5, Stuart Skinner is 11-1, including last game out with a shutout, his second shutout, in a 942 save percentage. Stuart Skinner is really good in later series, in later parts of series. Aiden Hill needs to be better tonight. I think he will be with the season on the line. Vegas wasn't a great offensive team. They played more solid defense this year. And the total is 6.5. We get plus money on it. We're going to bet the under. Under 6.5 for Vegas and Edmonton at plus money. I got plus 115 on that for 1 unit. And then finally, the Boston Celtics are trying to keep their season alive. I'm telling you, laying the points with Boston's a good idea. Okay, I do think Boston's going to win. I do think Boston's going to extend the series. I do think we're going to see a Herculean effort out of the Boston Celtics with this crowd being on fire behind them coming up here for Game 5. And for that reason, we're going to lay 1.5 points in the first quarter like we did in the last game. I've hit this in back-to-back games. We're going to bet it again. Boston laying 1.5. It's minus 130. That's 1.3 units. But the Celtics to be leading after 1 quarter by a bucket, by 2 points. And we will cash this ticket. We cashed it easily. They were up by 9 after the first quarter before Tatum got hurt, obviously, in the later part of the game. I don't want to play around with Boston in the second half. I just think I know what I get out of Boston in the first quarter, and I know the Knicks are a very slow-starting team. They play better as the game goes on. They normally come out of the gates pretty sluggish. Boston minus 1.5 in the first quarter for 1.3 units. Okay, so our plays for today. Rangers and the Mets, moneyline parlay, minus 103. Reds and the Reds and the Cubs. That should say, oh, no, you know what? I'm taking the Tigers. Sorry. I gave that. That's a Tiger play. Sorry. Hold on. Let's go back on that. Let's scrap that. I faded the Red Sox. I was going to fade the Cubs. I have a different play on that. Sorry. Let's roll that back. Tigers against the Red Sox. Red Sox are going up against Skubal. And the Red Sox bullpen had a horrific loss yesterday. They're trying to avoid being swept, and they're not going to do it against Skubal. So that's my bet on that. That's Tigers money line. So it's Reds and Tigers money line, not Reds and Cubs. I don't mind the Cubs play. You can throw that in there. I mean, I confused myself on that. I have a different bet on that with what I made with the Cubs. I don't mind that. But it's Reds and Tigers money line parlay at plus 110 because the Red Sox, I mean, their bullpen is so bad. Tigers are the best team in the American League right now, and Boston's getting swept. Like, they're going to get swept. Their bullpen is just atrocious at the moment. They gave up 2 3-run home runs to Javier Baez yesterday, including a 3-run walk-off home run in the 11th inning. Just unacceptable on so many levels there on that. So apologies on that. Let's go ahead and reset that. Rangers-Mets moneyline parlay. Reds-Tigers moneyline parlay at plus 108. You can throw a Reds and Cubs moneyline parlay in there too if you would like. That's another bet that I've made. But Reds-Cubs, yes, but officially Reds-Tigers. Celtics minus 1.5 in the first quarter at minus 130, and Vegas and Edmonton under 6.5 goals at plus 115 for 1 unit. Those are the plays for the Wednesday episode of the Daily Juice podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all of my socials at Sports Talk Matt. Tell somebody about the Daily Juice. Tweet, text something. Help promote this podcast every morning wherever you guys get your podcasts. It is the Daily Juice.